What if I told you that indigenous societies weren't actually matriarchal, but rather matrifocal? And what if I told you the way you view motherhood, fatherhood, masculinity, and femininity all wrong? Anthropologists and historians have said that the vast majority of indigenous societies globally function through matriarchy. And because a colonial language is being used to describe indigenous societies, it's not going to translate over in the same way. So if we're going to use colonial words, the best term to use is matrifocal. Indigenous societies were matrifocal because they centered life itself. They centered the land. And what do indigenous societies call the land? They call it mother. But we, as society, has genderized motherhood, fatherhood, femininity, masculinity. Motherhood was never supposed to be genderized because the land itself is not a gender. It's a spectrum of diversity in life. Therefore, motherhood is about creating, sustaining, and protecting life itself. Motherhood and fatherhood are not gender roles to be fulfilled, but rather responsibilities to uphold. Fatherhood is just an extension of motherhood, just like people are an extension of the land. Motherhood sets the principles, the foundations. Fatherhood is about how those principles, those foundations show up in relationships. You don't have to be a woman to be a mother. You do not have to be a female to be a mother. Everybody holds the role of mother, and everybody holds the role of father. They're meant to complement each other, not compete against each other. Femininity and masculinity aren't tied to genders either because these are energies, and energies don't have gender. Energies are not binary. So this duality that a lot of people conflate as feminine energy and masculine energy and how one person can hold both, all people hold all of it because energy exists in a spectrum, not a binary, not a this or that. Biologically, we exist as a spectrum. Motherhood embraces the whole. This is why holistic healing is important, because it embraces the whole of who you are, not what society has placed labels on you as. Indigenous societies were beyond matriarchal and egalitarian. They were holistic. Therefore, it wasn't just about women being in charge, but it was about mothers guiding the family. So stop looking at the world in binary. Stop competing with each other. Learn how we complement one another and build your relationships from that. That is how a true matrifocal society works.